All right. Hello. What's up, everybody? I hope everybody is doing good this week. On tonight's episode, we are going to be talking about the latest news with the Walt Disney World reopening just 2 days ago. And then we're going to talk about our favorite must-do Epcot attractions. So I am your host, Bruce Beal, owner of 407 and Beyond Vacation Company. And before we get to the news and before we get to Epcot attractions, just want to say that all of the Disney Co. in the know media, whether it be the blog, the weekly podcast on Thursday nights, which you can catch on iTunes, or the weekly live show Monday nights at 7:30, the show built for you, the listener and the viewer. All of that is sponsored by 407 and Beyond Vacation Company, Disney and Universal experts who help plan your family's perfect vacation. So all you have to do is show up, have fun, and create family memories. As always, our services are free to you. Visit us on the web at www.407vacations.com. All right, and if you want to stay up on all the latest going on in the parks, whether it be Disney or Universal, visit us on our blog page over at our vacation website, 407vacations.com/in-the-know. All right, so it looks like we have some people in the house tonight. Welcome. It is good to see you. It has been a long week, and the first question you might be asking yourself is, Bruce is not in the studio tonight. So yes, that is correct. This is not the podcasting studio that you're used to seeing me in. Tonight, I am coming to you from a remote location with exciting news that you may be seeing myself and some of the Disney Co. in the know team in Universal later this week. Particularly at Walt Disney World. We'll release some further details on our social media sites and here on Facebook later on this week. But yes, I am coming from a remote location. So Hannah says that she is pumped for tonight. Yes, me too. I think we're going to have a lot of fun talking about Epcot attractions. Last week, we did talk about Magic Kingdom attractions and my top 5 Magic Kingdom attractions. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out our other videos down below and get a sense of what I consider my 5 must-do attractions at the Magic Kingdom. But tonight is solely focused on Epcot, which is one of my favorite parks. So Hannah, I am pumped for tonight too. Lydia, Disney Co. in the know contributor, who writes articles on the blog, and you have seen her on our podcast. She says that she is excited for tonight's episode as well. So good to have Lydia in the house. And Casey is here as well. So hello, Casey. Thanks for being here. And to our viewers and listeners, if you are checking us out for the first time, please comment in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts on the news. Let us know definitely what your must-do attractions are when we get to that segment of tonight's show. This live show is built for you, the listener, to participate in the discussion and just have a fun conversation with other Disney fans. So yeah, Lydia says, I love your hat. Thanks. I got this in mouse gears over in Epcot, which is why I'm wearing it tonight. It is one of my favorite hats as well. I was just checking the hat out there, showing that in the camera. But yeah, got it in mouse gears at Epcot, so definitely fits tonight's themes. And Lydia says, yeah, I love those pink walls. Yeah, definitely not the studio that you're used to seeing me in, but I am at a location of a really cool person, and I am in one of their offices. So let's get started. We're going to go a half hour tonight, and maybe start going a half hour for these Disney Co. in the Know live shows. And we're going to bring you some fun content. Thursday night shows will be more based on the vacation news that you need to know to help plan your family's perfect vacation, while Monday nights are going to be more geared towards fun conversations. So let me just shut up, move on, and talk about the news this week. So as you guys know, on July 11th, just 2 days ago, Walt Disney World reopened to the public. Now, there were a few days before the 11th where annual pass holders were able to come into the park and kind of experience all the health and safety measures that were going to go on in the parks. So on the 11th, Disney reopened to the public Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. And so I have this photo here from the Twitter account of The Diz, which is another Disney blogger, vlogger, social media account that's out there. And this is a photo that they took and posted in the middle of the day. So as you can see, Disney is really limiting the capacity in the parks by use of the Park Pass reservation system. And if you need help with your Disney Park Pass reservations, because we all know now that you have to have those to enter the park, visit us over on the blog page where we have articles explaining how to make your Park Pass reservation, or feel free to reach out to us on our website at forestandvacations.com. So let me get to the comments real quick. Lydia says, I love Mouse Gears. Me too. I'm glad it's getting a little bit of a makeover. It is a big store, but it is one of those classic stores. Yeah, Lydia commenting on the photo. Oh my gosh, it's so empty. Yeah, let me pull up another photo here of the parks this week. This is over at Pandora. Again, a photo from the Diz from their Twitter feed. We see here that it looks like there's two people in Pandora in the middle of the day. So I have heard that the attraction wait lines have been significantly shorter than typical, 5, 10, 15 minutes. And one thing to note, if you are following along with everyone who's in the parks this week and you're looking at those wait times, there are attractions that have gotten up to 25, 35, 40 minutes. But one thing to keep in mind is that they're not filling up all of the ride vehicles, just like every other seat or every other row. And there's all that extra room in the queue. So the posted time might be 35 minutes, but just know that it's not the typical 35-minute wait. So yeah, they're in Pandora. Middle of the day, it looks pretty bare. Only a few strollers there. You can really tell the amount of people in the park by the amount of strollers pulled off to the side. So definitely, capacity is lower, and everything that I've heard for the most part. Now, there are the occasional situations where this isn't true, and I've been following along on social media with this as well. But for the most part, it seems that guests are keeping their masks on, maintaining a safe physical distance, and complying with all of Disney's health and safety measures. So far it seems successful. I know there have been a few stories of where guests were congregating or there are some other issues, but those seem to be spin-off issues or one-off issues that aren't affecting the reopening as a whole. So Casey, oh wait, hold on. Let's see. Casey says, trying to put together my favorite Epcot to-dos. It's so hard. Yes, Casey, it's hard. I'm glad you're putting that together now. Looking forward to what you have to say because of your motion sickness. That may take a few attractions off your list. So, and Casey says, I cannot believe that. Is that the maximum capacity? Yeah, right now. So, we have heard numbers of 25% capacity, but just given the last 2 days of the parks being open, it seems like it could be less than that. So, which I think we all can appreciate all of the measures that Disney has gone through to make sure that the guest experience is safe. So, Hannah says, that's great about the ride times, wait times, especially with the distancing and the lines. Yes, do you have to sign up for the ride times and wait in a queue? That is a great question. The answer is no. There is a virtual queue now for Rise of the Resistance, so it is true for Rise of the Resistance, but Rise is always the exception to the rule. So right now, no. All you gotta do is stay in the queue as if everything is normal, minus the physical distancing, and keep your mask on. So. All right, well, very good. So that's kind of the news right now coming from Walt Disney World. We have Animal Kingdom open, Magic Kingdom open, and in just 2 days, on Wednesday on the 15th, we will have Epcot and Hollywood Studios reopen. So in 2 days, all 4 parks will be open to guests. So exciting news coming from Disney. And like I said, not to spoil any news that will break later this week, but possibly some of the Disney Coat in the Know team will be down there covering that. So you may see us there. You may see us at Disney Springs. Make sure you say hi. and we'll be covering the reopening from there. So, like I said, we're going to keep these shows a half hour. So let's just jump in to my Epcot must-do attractions. And so before I get started, I just want to say that with my must-do attractions, I did not include shows. So Canada Far and Wide, the new show at the Canada Pavilion, is not on here. The France Pavilion show is not on here. China 360 is not on here. So shows like that will not be on the attractions list. We will address that in other shows. And the other thing that you won't see on my must-do list is the Epcot World Showcase Pavilions. And that's because, to me, World Showcase is my favorite spot at Walt Disney World. And so I'm not going to touch on all of the country pavilions in this show, keeping it strictly to the attractions, because if I did include them, this 5-item list would be all country pavilions. So will be just attractions. So, yes. Lydia says, oh, I forgot they added a new show. Yep, Canada Far and Wide has the actor and actress from Schitt's Creek, and so should be really exciting. Eugene Levy will be in it. So, and at Canada, yes. Well, that is the Canada show. So, but looking forward to the new China show. And there is a Beauty and the Beast sing-along at the French Pavilion, along with Impressions de France. But Impressions de France would be high on my list as well, but we're keeping it strictly to attractions. So as I go along and I talk about my must-do attractions, please make sure you put yours in the comment below. Help other people plan their perfect family vacation by sharing what your favorite attractions are. So let's go ahead and get started. My number 5 must-do attraction at Epcot is the Gran Fiesta Tour. So this makes the list for me as a must-do because well, I'm almost breaking my own rules already, but the Mexico Pavilion is so great. I absolutely love this pavilion, but this boat ride is a slow-moving boat ride that takes you through the pavilion, takes you past the St. Angel Inn restaurant, which is really cool. It's really dark. It's just overall really exciting, and so this is a slow-moving boat ride with no height restrictions. So everybody in the family can ride it, which makes it a fun attraction for everybody. So I'll read a little bit of the description on the Disney website. It says, Donald's disappeared south of the border, and it's up to 2 other caballeros from the musical trio, Panchito and Jose, to find him. Cruise down the Rio Grande on a dark boat ride past some of the most famous sites and cities in Mexico. Is that the missing Millard climbing a Mayan pyramid in Chichen Itza? Hilarity and hijinks ensue as the birds go in hot pursuit on their wayward friend throughout this fun-filled ride for all ages. And it really is for all ages. It starts off slow, cruising through Mexico, but then the 3 caballeros are singing and there's cartoon screens, which just makes this attraction really authentic and fun. And in case you're wondering who the Tres Caballeros or the 3 Caballeros are, this attraction is inspired by a film in 1944 called The 3 Caballeros. And so on the Disney site, it says, your adventure comes to life against a backdrop of live action footage, hand-drawn animation, and the jaunty musical score from the movie. So it puts all of that together, and it's a good fit in the Mexico Pavilion. Let's see, Casey, in regards to Gran Fiesta Tour, says, I haven't gotten a chance to ride that. Next time, I'll be sure to hop on. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a must-do. I'd highly recommend it. Lydia says, Lydia shares her top 5. She says hers is Mission Space, Spaceship Earth, Soarin, Nemo, and the Land. Living with the Land. So Lydia, I look forward to disclosing all my 5 because we do have some disagreement on the must-dos, but it's all good, and I look forward to your comments on my top 5. So Lydia asked a question which I was just about to address. Do you guys think they'll change this to Coco? I hope so. Now, a lot of people out there are saying, well, all these attractions are changing, right? We're bringing Beauty and the Beast to the France Pavilion and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. We have Frozen Ever After in Norway. But I think Coco was such a great film and would just fit absolutely perfectly there in that market, inside the pavilion, and having its own boat ride. So, Lydia, I'm a big proponent of revamping this as a Coco attraction. So, Rachel says that would be so cool. Rachel, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Rachel is a regular here on Disney Co in the Know Live. So Rachel, thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Hannah says, I would love to see them add Coco. Yeah, Coco needs some more representation in the parks. We know that they have some stuff towards the front of the pavilion, but having this as their boat ride would be great. The Three Caballeros are a lot of fun, but Coco is modern and is now. And as we always say, Marty Sklar, the Imagineer, said, the parks are not a museum. So, Rachel says, hi, glad to be back. Good to have you back. Appreciate you being here. Rachel, please be thinking of your Epcot must-dos because I want to hear what they are. And Hannah says, I would love to see them add Coco, excuse me. I agree. And if you want to check out Hannah's 5 must-do attractions, check out our blog page tomorrow where she has written an article explaining which 5 attractions she chose and why. So make sure to check out the blog tomorrow for Hannah's complete list of Epcot must-dos. So, all right. So that is number 1, the Gran Fiesta Tour. So coming in that was number 5. At number 4 is Frozen Ever After. So this is the ride in the Norway Pavilion that it is new. It was a remake, or not a remake, excuse me, was a renovation of an older attraction, which I particularly enjoyed. But I think that they did a great job with Frozen Ever After and somehow merging Arendelle in the Norway Pavilion. I think they did a brilliant job with this. I won't get too far into the Arendelle, Norway assimilation there, since that's pertaining more towards the pavilion. But as for the attraction itself, it does warrant a long wait time. So make sure that you get a fast pass for this attraction. But it is good for any height. It is for all ages. It is a slow-moving boat ride with one small drop. It is a dark ride with animatronics, and the new technology of animatronics in this attraction are particularly with the face characters like Anna and Elsa, are animatronics with a projection of facial expressions. So really cool. The music is catchy. Obviously, there's Let It Go being sung on this attraction, as well as other Frozen songs. So the soundtrack is good. It's a cool attraction in temperature terms, but also really cool. So online it says, let it go all over again. Find a seat aboard your boat and let the lapping waters take you through a frozen willow forest. Soon you'll be rubbing shoulders with some boulders, aka Kristoff's family from the Troll Valley, before bracing the cold. High up in the icy blue world of the North Mountain, Queen Elsa's enchanting ice palace awaits. Behold the wonder and keep an eye out for Anna, Olaf, and a few more frozen friends. So Disney says, no, before you go, this is a song-filled journey, is a slow-moving boat ride with backward and forward plunges down short waterfalls. You may get wet. So Disney says that you may get wet. I have never personally gotten wet from the drops in this attraction. They're just a little too slow, but you do get splashed a little, I'll say. But this is not a Splash Mountain type of get wet on an attraction. This is more of like a Pirates of the Caribbean. So let me see here. Hannah says, here's my top 5. Test Track, Living with the Land, Frozen Ever After, Spaceship Earth, and Soarin. Check out my article on why they can't be missed. Yes, check it out over on our blog over at forestandvacations.com. Hannah, my list and your list are pretty similar, so I'm going to take this list right off that screen, not to have any spoilers. Lydia says that I love the test track updates where you can design your own car. Yes, that's really cool. Maybe we'll be talking more about that later. Again, no spoilers. Oh, Rachel says, Spaceship Earth is my favorite. I hate to say it, but the seas with Nemo and friends is the worst. Yeah, Spaceship Earth is very high for me. We'll see it come in the rankings here in just a minute. And I will say that Nemo, the seas with Nemo and friends, for me, wasn't even under consideration for my top 5. So there it is. Spoiler alert, you will not see the seas with Nemo and friends on my must-do list. So Rachel, I do agree. And Lydia says, oh my gosh, agree, disagree. Yes, and that's the whole purpose of Disney Co. in the Know Live, is we get to share our favorite things and see what our Disney friends have to say as well. So Rachel says, Lydia, that's a deal. I love the movie, though. I love the movies as well. So, all right, so let's get on over to my number 3 attraction. So just as a reminder, number 5 was Gran Fiesta Tour. Number 4, Frozen Ever After. And coming in at number 3 is Living with the Land in the Land Pavilion. So, Living with the Land is an attraction that may not be on many Disney fans' list, especially if it's your first time to Disney. You don't think that you are going to Disney, taking the family down for the first time, and Living with the Land is going to be one of those must-do attractions, right? It's not going to garner the type of excitement that Splash Mountain or Soarin' or Test Track or Space Mountain has. But for me, Living with the Land is the ideal, just classic Epcot attraction. It mixes entertainment with education. For edutainment. And no, I did not come up with that term. So Living with the Land is in Future World at Epcot in the Living with the Land Pavilion. It says cruise past greenhouses on a gentle boat tour and discover the surprising history of farming. Yes, it is about the history of farming, but let me just say, and let me turn to myself for this. It is not just about farming. You are on a slow-moving boat ride, and which I guess is a theme with my first 3 must-dos at Epcot. But you are on a slow-moving boat ride, and you go through all of these different scenes where you're in the rainforest, and you're in the forest, and you're on the prairie, and I just love them setting the scene, and then you enter the greenhouses, and you see all of the plants and the horticulture, and I personally think this is one of the best Christmas makeovers on a ride that they have, and they just add Christmas lights to plants. But there's something about this attraction that I think is exciting, and it just feels like classic Epcot. So let's see here what other people think with Living with the Land. So, oh, Alex is here. Alex says, sorry I'm late. Soarin' all the way. Alex, no problem. Glad you are here. Good to see you. Alex, just like Rachel, is a regular on Disney Co. in the Know Live, so you can definitely type questions to her as well. Her favorite is Soarin', which may be the common denominator with all of our lists. So, Lydia says, it is my dream to work in those greenhouses. Yeah, that would be a terrific job. That would be a lot of fun. Oh, Elizabeth is here. Elizabeth, thanks for coming. She says Living with the Land is the best. Now, Elizabeth, does that mean that Living with the Land is your number 1 must-do attraction? Let me know. Oh, Casey has come up with his list. Okay, yes, Casey says number 5, Living with the Land. Number 4, Spaceship Earth. Number 3, The Beer House. He says, I know I cheated, but it kind of counts as an attraction. No, it doesn't. Casey, that's not an attraction, but I'll tell you what. I know, Casey, that you like your beer. And I know you like World Showcase, so we'll let it go. The Beer House is on his list, and Casey, I will meet you there. So he says number 2, Soarin', number 1, Test Track. Good list, Casey, good list. All right, Alex says, oh, here's her list. Soarin', Living with the Land, Garden Grill, that's my afternoon beat the heat when I go in August. Yeah, the Garden Grill is the adjoining restaurant to Living with the Land, and it'll spin you, and you can see the scenes on this attraction. So a really cool restaurant with also character dining. So she says, Alex says, ooh, Test Track beats Soarin. Haha, Soarin is my number one. I think it's going to be a lot of people's number one, and we're getting close to my number one. So, Lydia says, Casey, yeah, you like it because of the beer. Yeah, which is understandable. It's Casey, the beer is so good, it is an attraction, as you said. So number 3, so just as a reminder, number 5, Gran Fiesta Tour. Number 4, Frozen Ever After. Number 3, Living with the Land. Yes, remember, Living with the Land, you do not need a fast pass. Wait times are usually between walk-on and 20 minutes. And you get to hang out in Living with the Land Pavilion. The Land Pavilion, and you get some AC. So no fast pass required for Living with the Land. So Alex says number 5, Gran Fiesta Tour. Yes, Alex, that was my number 5. So very good. Casey says you aren't wrong about the beer. No. So all right, let's get to my number 2. So my number 2 attraction at Epcot, which is a must-do, is Spaceship Earth. So Spaceship Earth is the iconic attraction at Epcot, right? It is the park icon, and a lot of people don't even know there's an attraction or a ride inside. In fact, I have heard people walk by that go, oh, that has to be a fast-moving roller coaster. No, it is not a fast-moving roller coaster. It is a slow-moving roller coaster. That takes you incredibly slow. The attraction is 10 plus minutes and takes you through time. So on Disney's website, it says, Spaceship Earth, travel through time and explore the remarkable history of human communication from the Stone Age to the computer age. It is for all ages, for all heights. It is slow moving with no drops. And here is the news on Spaceship Earth. So before the parks closed down, Disney had announced that Spaceship Earth would be going through a renovation with updated scenes and probably ride vehicles to give this ride a facelift for the anniversary. And during the park shutdown due to COVID-19, Disney has announced that when Epcot reopens July 15th, which again is this Wednesday, Spaceship Earth will be part of the attraction lineup, so guests have another chance to enjoy this fan favorite. So if Spaceship Earth is one of your favorites and you are going down anytime in the next couple months, make sure you ride Spaceship Earth because it will be the last time that you get to ride this attraction as it currently is. So it will be getting a reimagination. And let me just touch on the reimagination real quick. So Disney says, a bold and vibrant symbol of Epcot since the park first opened in 1982. Spaceship Earth will always remain a beacon of hope and human progress. Just like Epcot, Spaceship Earth has continued to grow and evolve. The next exciting evolution of Spaceship Earth will focus on the story of humanity following our long journey from prehistoric humans to today, brought to life with heart and inspiration. Many of your favorite moments will be updated in amazing ways, blended with brand new scenes to tell a story about our extraordinary human experience. We can't wait to share with you the magic and wonder when Spaceship Earth returns. Personally, I can't wait as well. I think Spaceship Earth could totally move on my list after the newly renovated attraction reopens. Right now, it sits at number 2. So Alex provides more of her list. She says number 5, Gran Fiesta Tour. That's where it was for me. Rachel and Lydia, we have another Seas with Nemo and Friends. Number 3, Frozen Ever After. Number 2, Spaceship Earth. And number 1, Soarin'. So, Alex, I think that is a good, complete list with a good variety of attractions. So, excuse me. Lydia says, I can't believe they're getting rid of Judi Dench. Judi Dench is the narrator of the attraction. I don't know specifically who will be the new narrator, but I do look forward to getting that release from Disney. And as always, I hope they keep the line, you can thank the Phoenicians. So, all right. let's get over to my number one must-do attraction at Epcot. And as you could probably all have guessed, it is Soarin'. So over at the Land Pavilion, Soarin' is my favorite attraction at Epcot. It is a gliding experience around the world. Disney says, take flight on a breezy airborne adventure as you hang glide above the breathtaking wonders of the world. So there is a height requirement with Soarin'. You must be 40 inches or taller, but it is for kids, tweens, teens, and adults. They consider it a slow ride with small drops. But if you do have a fear of heights, this attraction will be difficult because you are moved up into the air as if you were hang gliding. So let's see. So it says, your journey begins as the clouds part above the majestic Swiss Alps. Next, you'll visit polar bears in icy Greenland, swoop past sailboats on Australia's iconic Sydney Harbor, and weave between elephants marching toward Mount Kilimanjaro. Glide above marvels like the Great Wall of China, the Great Pyramids of Egypt, and the Taj Mahal in India. Cruise over Monument Valley, Fiji's Lau Island, and the thundering, Iguazu Falls in South America. I hope I said that correctly. Look down on the Eiffel Tower as it sparkles like a jewel in the night, surrounded by the lights of Paris. So Soarin' for me is my number one favorite attraction for multiple reasons. I love the ride mechanism. I love going up in the glider and feeling like I'm hang gliding over some of the world's most famous spots. I also really enjoy international travel, and I've been to a lot of these destinations, and it is so much fun to see them built into an attraction and get to experience hang gliding way above them. So whether it be Neuschwanstein Castle in Füssen, Germany, or the Eiffel Tower in Paris, it is just a lot of fun to visit those places digitally and get to fly and get that bird's eye view of the attractions. So let's hit the comments real quick. Hannah, that's a good question. She says, who would be your top pick for the Spaceship Earth narrator? I have not thought about that. That is a good question. I don't know. I think I want to put that one in the comments. So after this live show publishes on our Facebook page and on YouTube, I'm going to put that in the comments because I want to give that one some thought. But who would you pick for the new narrator? So Lydia says, you are literally feel like you're flying. Yes. It is the story about this attraction is great. One of the Imagineers just thought of it during the holidays with a kid's erector set, and he built a scale model, and then it came to life. So the whole story around Soarin' is so great. So my daughter loves Soarin' so much. It is a great attraction for kids as well because they get a thrill out of it. And the Imagineers have put so much thought into this attraction. So when you can hit little bumps, and they pump in the smells. So as you're going through the grassland, it smells like grass. And orange fields smell like orange if you're at the California version out in Disneyland. So a lot of great details with Soarin'. Someone with a soothing voice. Casey says Emma Watson. I don't think we'll see her as the narrator, but possibly. Someone with a soothing voice. Hannah Jane Patrick Stewart, I think, would be a perfect narrator. I think those are good ones. I do look forward to seeing who they choose. So again, just as a quick recap, we have Gran Fiesta Tour at number 1, followed by Frozen Ever After at 4. Number 3, Living with the Land. Number 2, Spaceship Earth. And number 1, Soarin'. A couple of attractions you don't see on this list is Finding Nemo, the Seas with Nemo and Friends. You don't see Test Track, even though I think Test Track is a solid attraction, and I do ride it. The attraction, I think, warrants wait times that are far beyond the experience itself. I kind of prefer the crash dummy version of the attraction, even though I really do like building cars and the future and the technology. But going fast and being jerked around, testing the car is just not my favorite experience, although I think it is a solid attraction. So Oh, yeah. Lydia says, Bruce, maybe you could. I appreciate that, Lydia. I appreciate you throwing my name out there. But I have a voice for silent film, so I don't think Disney will be picking me. So, Hannah says Morgan Freeman. That would be terrific. So again, there is my list of the top 5 must-do attractions over at Epcot. But a list wouldn't be complete with a couple of honorable mentions. And I have a couple of honorable mentions because of all of the renovations going on over at Epcot this year. So the first honorable mention of 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So this definitely makes the honorable mention list because when this opens, this is going to be a terrific, exciting, intense ride over at Epcot, which Epcot could use. So I am really looking forward to this. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm a little bit nervous how it fits in Epcot, but Disney always finds a way to make it work. So just how they did with Avatar over at Animal Kingdom, I think that they could do Guardians of the Galaxy well over at Epcot. But the attraction that I am most looking forward to opening up at Epcot is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure over at the France Pavilion. So this attraction is already operational over at Disneyland Paris. It looks terrific. You are shrunken down to the size of a mouse in the kitchen. I think this is the attraction that is going to make Epcot World Showcase feel even more complete. It is a cute attraction, and I just can't wait for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. And both Lydia and Casey say they can't wait for Cosmic Rewind. And yeah, Lydia says agree. They don't have super intense rides. Except for Mission Space. Yeah, and that's another one that wasn't on my list. So as much as I like space-themed attractions, and I love how real it feels being in that capsule as if you're really in a spaceship, the screens kind of being in low resolution mixed with I can't do the intense version of this attraction, it doesn't make my list. Although I would say if you can handle it or you want to go on the non-intense version or it's your first time, definitely hit Mission Space. So Hannah says, I can't wait for this. Guardians is one of my top Marvel movies. Yes, me too. And it'll be great for them to have an attraction at Walt Disney World. Casey says, Remy's is going to be fantastic. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I agree. And Casey, we've been to Paris together. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, all right. That concludes my list. But before I go, we ran a poll on our Facebook group page, Disney Co. in the Know. And I asked you guys, followers of 407 and Beyond and Disney Co. in the Know, what your top attraction was. And so we had a few people vote on that. And just like a lot of people in the chat box tonight, the number 1 attraction on our Facebook poll was Soarin. The majority of people voted for Soarin, followed by 4 other attractions that also got votes. So Spaceship Earth, Living with the Land, Test Track, and Mission Space all tied for second. So that is what you, the listener, have said is your favorite attractions comprising of our group list. So this is our group list on Facebook. Make sure that before each Monday Night Live show, you take the poll, let us know what your favorite attractions are or whatever the theme is for that week. That way we can share the Facebook poll and compare lists. So that's just another fun way for us all to get involved and start a fun conversation. So guys, that is it for the show tonight. We went past a half hour, but that's okay. We were having fun. Epcot is an exciting park to talk about, and we had the news of Walt Disney World reopening. So let me read a couple more comments. Lydia says, Casey Little, I've seen the point of view of it in Disneyland Paris, and it is so cute, referring to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Yes, it is. Casey says, nice list, everyone who participated in the poll. So camera just almost fell over. So yeah, make sure you check out the poll each week. I will link it up with the event. That way we get to hear your voice, and I'll read the results on that week's show. Lydia says, I love voting in these. It's always fun to see what other people think. I agree. That's the whole purpose of the live show, is for us to get together. So just like Casey says, great show tonight. Thank you, Casey. Thanks for participating. For those of you who joined us live, thanks a lot for participating. I appreciate it. It's good to hear your voice and your perceptions of Epcot and Walt Disney World. Please join us every Monday night at 7:30 here on Facebook Live. And check out for more news on Disney and Universal, Disney Cruise Line, Alani, Royal Caribbean, all that news on our Thursday night podcast. You can check that out over on Facebook, iTunes, or YouTube. So if you're on the go, make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have the time to watch us on YouTube, please do so. And subscribe and like the video. That helps us bring you more content. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. I will see you all next Monday night for another Monday night Disney Code the Know live show, and I'll be posting the event page soon with next week's topic. So guys, take care. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, bye, guys. Take care.